Welcome to Mr. Foy's Easel. I have put a number of what we call balloons on the easel, and I'm going to match these up with some characters, some animal characters that I have on cards. Let's go over these. The first character is going to be thinking, was that a raindrop? The second one has a book and is reflecting on how boring it is. This one is coming into the house and saying, yum, I smell cookies baking. This one's very simple. It's a sneeze, of course. Achoo. And down here we'll have a character saying, brr, it's really cold. Another one about to enjoy some pizza or already enjoying some pizza. And then we have a critter commenting on a pretty flower. And then a fellow's watching TV and he thinks the comedy show he's watching is really hilarious. Now let me say that, as I've done before, I've got a number of cards. On the back of each of these cards is an animal critter. And as we go through today's program, I'm going to turn a card over, see what animal critter is there, and then we'll go from there. Well, the first one, thinking about the raindrop, is a dog. Now, in doing this, I want you to notice how important it is to get the proper facial expression for somebody or some critter with a thought like this. That's the reason I have to be especially careful drawing the face. I'm thinking that the dog might be looking up to the clouds in the sky. And of course, in cartooning, we want to give our animal friends sort of human characteristics. I've never seen a dog holding his paw or hand out to see whether it's raining or not, but you know, in cartoons, this sort of thing happens all the time. So here we have a dog who's probably going to be heading for his dog house or for the big house if the rain really does start pouring down. So here's a dog with his paw out, kind of like a person would do, saying, was that a raindrop? That's what he's thinking. Now these are thought balloons. Not all of the balloons I've shown you are thought balloons, but these two are. Now let's look into our magic cards here. See what we're going to have. Okay, we've got a frog. A frog reading a book and not too enchanted with it, you might say. This book is so boring. Well, I think I'll start with the book. And it's resting on a table. And there's a froggy hand on the other side. And notice the expression here. The eyelids. I think that pretty well captures a bored expression. Let's just assume that it's required reading or he wouldn't be struggling to get through it. This book is so boring. All right. Got another card coming up for somebody smelling cookies. Here we have, a pig. Well, yum, I smell cookies baking. Well, let's have Mr. Pig entering his home. Not a sty, but a regular home like in the comics. He's coming into the house, and he says aloud this time, "Yum, I smell cookies baking." All right, let's start with the pig snout. I'm going to put his tongue out like animal characters do in cartoons when they're about to partake of something really tasty. Happy expression, notice the eyebrows way up high, and his piggy face, and there's his piggy hand as he's just coming into the door. Cookies baking. His tongue there. All right, let's see who's sneezing. Okay, we've got a duck sneezing. Well, I like to start with the eyes, because if you got an eye chew that big, your eyes are probably going to be something like that, whether you're a duck or a frog or what. And in cartoons, lines like this indicate all sorts of things, including sneezes. And this duck and his sneezing is not just a calm, casual sneeze, but one that really makes him move. Achoo. Well, with that sneezing duck, I think we'll take a short break and then come back and look at the bottom row of characters and what they're saying or what they're doing.
Home security is now available through Conway Corp. It's an advanced solution backed by people you know and trust. Customize your system with motion detectors, sensors, light controls, and more, all managed from your wireless touchscreen or mobile phone. It's an easy way to protect the things that matter and the ones who matter most. It's safety for you, powered by Conway Corp.
Welcome back. This next critter, let's see, it's going to be pretty chilly. Oh, a rat. I guess rats live in chilly, damp places. So this rat is particularly cold, and he's saying, "Brr, it's really cold." What else? Well, if somebody's cold, I like to start with the eyes, like this, which applies to other kinds of miseries, of course. And I like to draw a rat with a kind of a long nose like that, with some whiskers. And sometimes people that are really cold, their teeth are kind of chattering. In any case, well, I don't think rats in real life hug themselves like this, but people do that sometimes when they're particularly cold. Give him a long rat tail. And just while I'm thinking about it, we'll make sure that he's a gray rat. He may be turning blue if he gets much colder, but anyway, there's a rat. And some of you, if we were in the classroom, I'd ask you now, what else do we need to do with this rat to emphasize the chill in the air? Well, I've told you this before. Look, these little wavy lines if somebody's shaking with cold or fear, for that matter, we have these little shaky lines, quivery lines around them. Well, going from being cold to enjoying a hot snack, this next one, let me see who's on stage here. A bear, a bear eating pizza. Okay. If somebody's saying this, it's bound to have a happy expression on his face, isn't it? That's true with our bear friend here. Notice how I've drawn his jaw there like people are, or critters when they're eating something. Well, this is pepperoni, by the way. And the bear thinks it's pretty great. It's got a few crumbs coming out like that. And from the looks of him, he's been eating too much of this sort of food. He may regard pizza as part of the bare necessities. Okay, there's a pepperoni eating bear. Now we've got a couple of critters left here. Let's see. Oh, a fox. A fox is stopping to enjoy the flowers. What a pretty flower, he's saying to himself. Okay, somebody with this kind of sensitivity to nature's beauty would have a pleasant expression on his face, I think. Usually I draw a fox with a sly expression, but not in this case. And he's been out walking in the springtime, and he stops to admire a pretty wild flower. What a pretty flower, he says. Now we're down to our last, rabbit. Rabbit is the last one. Rabbit is talking about the TV show he's watching. Let's put him in a chair over here. And I think it's fitting to show him with a smile on his face. And he's sitting in his chair, and he's got the remote in his hand. He's doing like some people do when they're really tickled. They kind of don't just laugh, but they kick up their heels, so to speak. Here's the TV set. Notice the grin on his face, enjoying these are rabbit ears here, not on the TV, but on the viewer. Well, there are our critters, and I hope you can see how I've been attentive to getting the appropriate facial expression for whatever is being thought or said. That's all for now, but remember you can contact Mr. Foy's Easel at conwaycorp.com.